Oh my God. He flipped this dude. I mean, the guy's legs literally up in the air. Woo! Bam! Hey, this is Matt Cox, and am I screaming?
No.
Okay. Hey, this is Matt Cox, and I'm here with Josh from DOC TV 813, and we are doing reaction to TikTok, a video about basically about a turtle suit, or suicide in prison.
Suicide.
Suicides in prison and how they're handled, and it's a serious subject. So,
so
horrible,
confident
right?
You said that.
It lacked sincerity. Okay, so here's the guy. We're gonna do this video. What's the guy's name? I want to say Punani. That's wrong.
This
right?
guy was on, I think, Jessica Kent's channel, actually.
Really? So
Yeah.
this is Pushiesty.
Oh, I'm talking about the guy in the.
Yeah, I know, but this is a guy who's doing a TikTok on how do you say it?
Pushiesty.
Pushiesty.
I think he's a rapper or some shit. I don't know.
He's wearing a turtle suit, so let's check this out. All right.
Why is Pushiesty wearing this in this picture? Let's get into this. I'm going to try to use my wording right so they don't take this video down again. In prison, if you're wearing one of these,
basically
it's because
said
you told the cops it's game over. You're done.
They want to commit suicide.
If you catch my drift. They put you on 24-hour surveillance, and they make you wear one of these. You cannot rip this up, and they do that so that you can't make like some crazy thing out of it, like a noose. It's also fireproof, which means you can't set it on fire. We, as convicts, call that thing a turtle suit. We clown people for being in this turtle suit. Everybody's hard until they have to go to jail and actually do time. Then they want to pull this card and then really act like they about it. Me personally, I've never ended up in one of these. When I was faced with time, I ate it and handled my business, and that's facts.
So who is this guy?
So I don't really know him. I was actually supposed to interview him at one point, but he's been on multiple prison channels, but I think he like went from YouTube to TikTok and kind of blew up on there.
Yeah, he's got like almost this video's got like 500,000.
Yeah. I mean, everything he said in the video is all facts, except that they'll give you a turtle suit when they want to fuck with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. They can. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, you don't have to say, they just have to think you're suicidal. But like I've known two guys that actually were suicide. They call them suicide partners or something like that. Basically, they're suicide assistants, or like they're not assistants, but they're observation.
Mental health people?
Well, no, these are inmates or observation, because they have to have someone sit with you 24 hours a day.
And they have other inmates sit with you?
So what happens is they'll grab, let's say some guy tries to commit suicide, or he starts saying he wants to kill himself. Mm-hmm. They'll grab him. They come and they grab him. They bring him to medical. They strip him down. They put him in a turtle suit. And then they put him in this observation room where there's nothing in the observation room except for a concrete bed. Everything's concrete.
Yeah, the slab.
Concrete slab.
Yeah.
Which the bed is made out of concrete, and it comes up in the middle of the room. So it comes up, and it's a slab, and you have to lay on the slab. No pillow, nothing. You just have. So here's the thing. If you didn't want to commit suicide before,
you will now.
You will now.
Yeah.
Because now you're in a clown suit. You're freezing cold.
Yep.
You're sleeping on a slab. Like, you thought you were miserable before. There's a stainless steel toilet sink combo, and it's nothing but a big. So one wall is all bulletproof glass, and you have an inmate sitting on the other side who's sitting at a table with a pad of paper, and all he does is make notations all day. They do this for 12-hour shifts. So you sit there for 12 hours and you watch this guy, and every time he does something, like this time sleeping, this time yelling at me, this time asking me to get the guard, which I'm not getting, this time, and he just makes notes of everything the guy does.
Yeah. And when I forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry.
The turtle, what was I going to say? I don't know. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, and so they'll watch him for, I think they put him in there for 48 hours. So they have to have the inmates watch him for 48 hours. And then obviously medical will come by, like a psych will come by and talk to him, until basically they have to, after they've said, I don't want to hurt myself. They wait 48 hours. Pretty sure it's 48 hours, and then they'll release them back. But they don't necessarily have to have even harmed themselves. They just have to say that they're thinking about
or something like that.
Along
they'll
the
use
right.
it.
Well, I'm just saying in federal prison, the experiences that I've had, and you have to understand that inmates will they will commit suicide. They will try and commit suicide. They will. I knew a guy who jumped off of the 4th floor staircase, head first, right in the concrete. Done.
That's happened in the county jail I was in.
Yeah, it's not, inmates, they get psychologically, they're so messed up. Like there are inmates that will cut off their dicks.
What?
Oh, in the pen, it's actually common.
One.
So you got a life sentence. You got a life sentence. You've been there for 20 some odd years. You know that you're probably going to live another 20 years in prison. You're so unhappy. You're miserable. And these guys, maybe they start having homosexual thoughts, but they're so against it that they actually will cut off their penis.
Bro, that's insane.
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Never?
Never.
We'll have to ask Zach about Zach. By the way, Zach was one of these inmate guys that we're watching.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the suicide things are common. The committing suicide things or attempting to commit suicide is common.
Yeah, the cutters are real common too.
Yeah.
Which I guess cutters are now cutting their dick off and shit.
I mean, that's the pin. Like that's, look, psychologically, you don't know what people are, talking about, being hard and doing their time. And, this is a young guy.
Yeah.
What'd you get? 10 years? You did 6? That's hard. That's a lot of time. That's hard. Come on, stop, bro. When you're looking at a life sentence.
And to get out and be successful after that and you're acting like that in there is really hard because you're getting out with that attitude. You know what I mean? So
right.
You kind of bring that with you. Have you seen the chair, though, in medical, the gray chair, and they strap you in it, your ankles and arms?
Yeah.
That's fucking torture.
Yeah.
It's torture.
They'll strap people completely down. Yeah, it's
tight too, to where you can't even breathe.
No, that you can't move. They put a strap on your chest. They got a strap on your arms, multiple places on your arms. So you're sitting there. These guys can't do anything, and they're strapped in, and you're just completely helpless.
Yeah,
they'll do that too. There was it was Union City Jail, and there was a girl that had come in. She was the daughter of some rich doctor or something.
Yeah.
Did you ever hear this?
No.
Okay. So she comes in, she's drunk. She's 19 years old. She's drunk.
Right.
Obviously, you can't be drunk at 19 in Georgia. You can't be yelling and screaming. You're acting like an idiot. She's an entitled little white girl. And she comes in, and she comes into a jail where it's predominantly, the whole jail staff at Union City was all black. She comes in, smarting off, making comments. They grab her. They throw her they try and do the strip search. She resists.
Right.
She's resisting the whole time. I think she spit at one of the guards, the female guards or something, and they said, oh, that's it. So they strapped her down.
Yeah.
They maced her. Then they strap her into the chair. Then they shaved her head.
What?
Oh, yeah. This was huge. This was like a multi-million-dollar lawsuit.
Wow, dude.
So they stripped. Somebody ought to look it up and post the link because it's definitely.
I'm going to do an episode on it.
Oh, it's great. So here's what happened. Typically, the jails and Union City especially was very, very common for them to lose the tape. It stopped working, or we don't have the video, we can't find the video, or the cameras don't work, whatever. What happened was she's flipping out, right? They didn't know who she was, really. They just think she's some rich white girl who's got, so they don't really understand. But by the time she was there and her head's being shaved, her father has figured out where she is. Her father has contacted their high-price attorney. Their attorney is good friends with several judges in the area. They immediately come down, and they're the jail's saying you can't see her. You can't see her because this high-priced lawyer comes down. They immediately go to a judge and get a court order that says we need to see her immediately. So the guy walks in, sees her, and immediately goes out to his car. The lawyer goes out to the car, calls the judge, gets an order to get the tapes. because he's saying they're going to lose the tapes.
Fucked.
They immediately walk in with the court order and like 2 cops or something. They go in, they get the tapes, they actually grab the tapes while the tape's still running. While they haven't even changed the fucking like the old fashioned VHR or the DVD or whatever that's on. They grab it right then. They've got pictures of who's shaving her head and everything.
Which happens a lot, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about
but to a woman, or to a girl or a 19-year-old, boom, huge lawsuits.
Dude,
like Union City had a ton of lawsuits. Union City had a ton of lawsuits. It was so bad that eventually the feds removed their contract from them. They had so many violations, they removed the contract.
That's crazy. Yeah, that happens a lot, though, man. They just never get caught.
Oh, yeah. And absolutely.
There was a kid in the county jail that I was in, and he was like actually, going through it mentally. He like had, schizophrenia or whatever. And they shoved a shotgun in the cell. It's, how they skip those rounds where it's skip rounds?
Yeah.
And they shot him point blank with it through the door. And they said that we skipped it, but they got the video and showed like this kid was having like a schizophrenic panic attack, and they just shot him.
Well, and they're hiring deputies with very little training to work around inmates, and they have no training, and they're brutalizing them. And the people that are, look, let's face it, the prison guards, deputies that work in prison are definitely not sharp.
No.
So you're talking about low IQ, low tolerance deputies being in charge of people that have no recourse and are not well behaved.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a situation that's ripe for disaster.
Oh yeah, definitely, and it is a disaster. Yeah. You've been in there. Are the guards in the feds? Are they like beating inmates like that, or is this just like every now and again?
No, it's funny too because this. Like in the pen, the guards are super respectful because you're dealing with people that have life sentences
that demand it.
Yeah, and they'll hurt you. Like they'll hurt a guard. Like, what are you going to do to me? You could beat me up. You could throw me in the shoe. But the fact is that you're disrespecting me, and I have access to a knife. I'll cut your throat.
Yeah.
So those, and then as it goes to the medium, they're a little bit less respectful. When they get to the low, the guards are just downright disrespectful to everybody. They're just nasty to everyone. And what's funny is when you get to the low is that the COs will mouth off to you and they'll brutalize. They will if they have to, but you also have to understand that the people at the low are well behaved. They've worked their way down pretty much, or they came in and they weren't dangerous to begin with.
Right.
There was a guy named Solo.
There's always a Solo, bro. Every prison I've been in has a Solo.
There was this guy fought like MMA.
Oh shit!
Right. So UFC, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Well, this is a CO. He had racial tattoos like swastikas and SS symbols and shit down one arm, and they hired him. He had to wear a like a band, like a real tight rubber thing on his
dry
arm.
fit thing.
Yeah, on his arm because because basically the BOP said, look, because of your tattoos, you can't be in here. We'll hire you. You wear this thing on it. Solo was constantly beating dude's ass. I watched Solo one time. This guy walked by Solo. And he walked by, and so he goes, whoa, hey. The guy tried to keep walking. Like he smelled something. He knew he had, I forget what, it was drugs or something. Well, the guy turned around, and he was like, man, what? Man, I ain't bugging you. What? And he tried to keep walking, and Solo went to go grab him, and the guy threw something. So Solo grabbed him, and the guy went to struggle. Oh, my God. He flipped this dude. I mean, the guy's legs literally up in the air. Woo! Bam! Slams him on the ground. Boom! He's got him he literally had his arms behind his back almost tied into a pretzel. He's holding him with one arm, with holding his thumb, with one thing, and hits the fucking deuces. Hits the button. The deuces hits the button on his radio to call everybody. I'll tell you right now, I've watched a lot of UFC and he took that dude down like I've never seen
that.
It was that guy didn't. I mean, his legs were in the air. Bam! I mean, in the air, twisted him. Boom! On it. I mean, it was insane.
That inmate was probably so shocked too.
But here's the thing: everybody told me that this was once a week he was doing this to somebody.
Damn.
He didn't. And the moment you did anything, he was like, bam! But think about it. Where's the guy? Like
Cobra Kai in the fucking BIP.
Where's the guy like Solo gonna work? Oh, and Solo had an attitude too. It's not like Solo was a cool guy, and if you pushed him, he walked around with an attitude.
Yeah, just dick 24/7.
Desperately. The other COs hated his guts. And then the other COs are like, we'd say, hey, who we got tonight? And they go solo. And we'd be like, fuck. And they go, yeah, he's a dick, isn't he? Like, and you go, fuck yeah, he's a dick. What do you mean he's a dick? And they'd be like, yeah, man, he's a fucking asshole. Like, nobody likes him. I can't stand that fucker. And you're like, you have another CO. You're telling an inmate you hate this guy.
There was a guy like that when I was in prison called Yard Dog, and he picked someone out of the canteen line because everyone lines up, and he, like, you know, someone talking shit. And he would literally say, come in the barbershop, take his belt off, and fucking fight the inmates and beat their ass in the barbershop. Yeah. He commented on one of my videos, bro, and he said, I'm still at the Gulf, and I'm waiting for you to come back.
Oh, shit.
Because it was about the Gulf, where the prison was.
What a dick.
Yeah, bro.
What a dick.
So
right?
Yeah, they're on that.
Did you send him back, say, hey, I want you on my channel. You can talk about how you're beating up everybody. And how
No. I didn't even respond. I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
In case I go back.
Oh, man. That's listen, all the guys that come in the Fed from the state, they have nothing but just brutal stories about the guards. The guards are just brutal.
They are like, it sounds like they're like the guards in the low at the Feds. Like, everybody has an attitude. Everybody talks to you like you are, you know, the scum of the earth. Yeah. And that's how it is, man. And they're beating people to death in state.
Yeah. God, what was the name of that juvenile school where they killed hundreds of kids?
You talking about the Bavard prison?
No. This was like there's some school back in the.
Oh, I heard about that. Like a boys' ranch.
Yeah, it was like a boys' ranch where kids would go in there and just disappearing, and then their parents would come around years later. Like I haven't heard from him in over a year. We've written letters. Where is he? Was supposed to have been released.
I forget the name of that.
Yeah, they found like mass graves. They keep finding these graves. Like they were just basically just killing these kids.
Yeah. Fuck a timeout. We're just gonna kill you.
Fuck. But that's depressing. Let's go ahead and end on that. We're gonna do this one. All right. Hey, let's go. If you watch this video, I don't know why. Once again, this was horrible. So, all right. Yeah, if you like the video, do me a favor and hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified, leave a comment in the comment section for the algorithm, and share the video to all of your friends and family. I'm here with Josh from DOCTV813.
Hey.
He's got a YouTube channel, and that's it. So check it out, and see ya.
See ya.